Unpopular Degrassi Unpopular Opinions. Hey there, hello there. It's Jeff Cutter Diamond welcoming you back to another Unpopular Opinions video. The first one, of course, I did was because of the students taking Emma's cause too seriously and basically not because of domestic violence, but just to beat up on Rick. Number 2 was about Paige and Mr. O. Number 3 was about Emma wanting to be with Sean after the shooting in the first place. And number 4 was about how Emma was justified in getting mad at Manny in season 6 through the JT stabbing. So anyway, this is the 5th one, and this one is: did Degrassi have to desperately go for a bus crash in the next class generation? Now, as we all know, Degrassi has tackled a lot of taboo subjects, not just in Next Gen, but in either junior high or high. So Degrassi Junior High and High dealt with stuff, and so did Next Generation, so did the Degrassi 10 to 14 before they moved to Degrassi Next Class. So anyway, now the question on everyone's mind is, what makes Degrassi do these taboo subjects? Well, when you think about it, it's gotta be that, things happen for a reason. Like, they went there with Ashley's ecstasy taking and basically her fallout. Although the fallout, I think, was basically Paige's fault, because Paige basically used her queen bee status to get everyone, including Terry, to stop being around Ashley. That made Ashley go towards Ellie, and basically, she just basically took herself out of the picture. I think Ashley was too moody for her own good. I mean, Ashley stopped being too goth when she was with Craig in season 3, but unfortunately Craig cheated on her with Manny, and basically Ashley called him out, saying that Ashley deserved better. Yeah. And a lot of people think, oh, well, Ashley's too bitter for the Craig situation. She had a right to. I mean, Craig was supposed to be the one for her, and then he cheats on her with Manny and gets Manny pregnant. I understand completely. And then you got yourself the fact that, Craig manages to apologize to Ashley through song, and he beats her in a competition because of that. Why would Craig do that? Like, I know Craig would apologize and all that. You also had, of course, the shooting with domestic violence. And then the shooting Degrassi did. Degrassi went there with the Columbine-inspired stuff. Now, of course, there's a major difference between Columbine and Degrassi. Columbine, there were like dozens of people shot at, and there was like, at least 12 deaths. Degrassi only had 2 people be shot by the gun. Jimmy and then Rick. Yeah, they went there, and it basically was a game changer for the Degrassi franchise, because it changed a lot of people's perceptions. It even killed off, or in the least, blackholed several characters. I mean, we never saw Rick anymore. We were thinking that we would never see Sean anymore. We would never see Rick's parents again. And of course, biggest of all is we would never see or hear about Raditch ever again after his downfall. So, with the way things are and everything, I feel that, Degrassi went there again. Degrassi went there with the eating disorder of Emma. But, Emma was basically put in charge of doing everything. Because, Snake was kicked out of the house because of his treats with Hatzalakos. Spike wasn't feeling too well about things. Emma felt like she needed to take on the responsibility of the house on her shoulders. And I think maybe Manny and Spike took advantage of her. I think they kind of realized that Emma was trying too hard to be a good person. And then, she had that eating disorder and all that. Now, say what you want, but Manny was the reason why Emma kind of wanted to lose weight. Although Emma took charge of it. I know Manny had to lose weight for a role, but Emma took charge of it. And that was wrong, in a sense. They went there with Peter framing Manny for things and sending a topless video of her. They went there to deal with child molestation with Jane. They went there with Spinner's testicular cancer and all that. They went there with Degrassi's feud with Lakehurst. Of course, that was fueled by JT being stabbed. Did JT have to die to be knocked off the show? JT could have found an acting job somewhere else and went to another school somewhere else, maybe like Barrie or Kingston or even like the Western Canada. But yeah, they went there with that. They went there with the Purple Dragon thing, and Emma basically being naked in front of the whole school. Oh, that's funny. Strange how Canada got to see it and Americans didn't. They went there with Riley trying to suppress himself being gay. They went there with Marco coming out of the closet. They went there with, having Emma, Manny, and Liberty at college and basically not doing so well. They always did bad with those storylines. They went there with Fiona's abuse. They went there with Anya having troubles dealing with stuff. They went there with Holly J's kidney problems. They went there with Vegas night. They went there with Camp Suicide. They went there with Adam's death while texting and driving. They went there with Maya's depression and like 3 or 4 times fold. They went there for many, 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 many reasons. Yeah, they went there with Tristan's relationship with Yates, Paige's with Mr. O, Sal's with Miss O. Yeah, they went there a lot. They even went there with female masturbation. Not saying there's anything wrong with it, but that topic I just don't get it. They went there with Frankie's racism plot. They went there with Esme's downfall. They went there with many other, like the Belgian terrorist attacks and how it would affect the Syrians that came to Degrassi. Did they really have to use a bus crash? Now, here's the thing. This unpopular opinion is that they've done so many great storylines that they have to do a bus crash. I mean, I think they were going to set up Maya for having a depression storyline, that she still caught her depression. That's fine. I mean, Maya never got over Cam's death and all that. But a bus crash that gave Maya feelings about things? I know Maya was involved in the bus crash, but it's like, how can a bus crash affect her and all that? Brought back her depression thing. But of course, it was basically with people hurt and Tristan in a coma. Maya thought that basically Tristan in a coma was her fault, and that wherever she goes with people around her, things fall flat and all that. And then she starts on a downward spiral. I know she still had the feelings about Cam and all that, but I thought it was all over. But Next Class just said that no, Maya has to learn from her mistakes. And that's stupid because, they're portraying Maya in such a negative light in a way. I mean, yeah, Maya could have had a downfall, like her PTSD and her depression came back, but a bus crash? They could have done it any other way. They could probably have had someone just attack Tristan out of freaking nowhere. We could have, some Northern Tech students try to beat up Degrassi students because of the racist poster. They could have went there. I mean, their choice of storyline, that's kind of weird. And I know that Maya came out of it due to everyone helping her out and all that. So, yeah, there was some stuff that they should not have went there with. I mean, female masturbation is one thing, but I mean, the bus crash? How did they figure a bus crash was going to help things? There are much better opportunities and all that. So basically, the unpopular opinion, as I said, is basically, did Degrassi have to use a bus crash to relay a storyline the next season? It just doesn't make sense. They went there on a lot of occasions, but a bus crash, really? That just seems to be the least sensical story. I don't know why. I just don't know why. So anyway, thanks for watching this video. There'll be another Unpopular Opinions video come in a few days.